Good morning, everyone. Yeah? Okay, labor market intervention. Market. Um, okay. Our policy objective is labor market intervention. And dictionary. Dictionary.
How many
Nobody
measures?
actually there.
How many measures do you have?
Three.
3 measures. Wannan ba naku ba fa. Number of poor and vulnerable people na farko nan ne.
Na farko ne ka kai namu. Namu yana kasa. Dai 3.
O naku yana kasa.
Third one,
Okay, 3 point something. Ka je wajen 3 point. Oh, ba ku cire saman ba. Kai, amma dai kai kuma. Ka delete da Allah na saman. In ka je 3 din sai ka delete sauran.
Kasa.
To, kasa.
Kasa. Ka wuce. Yawa, shi. Yeah.
Ka goge na saman nan.
Right? Okay.
Impact.
Okay. The impact 50% reduction of poverty by 2028. Overall outcome an inclusive and shock responsive social protection system that guarantees a better and productive life for all citizens. Our first measure is creating jobs through public sector employment and creating enabling environment for SMEs
MSMEs.
to strive. Our indicators from our number one, number of SMEs trend on assessing government contract. Baseline 50. The total target. Sorry, this is supposed to be 2028. 2025 to 2028. Okay. The total target is 920. Milestones are 200, 220, 240, 260 each year. And the assumption is trainers are knowledgeable about assessing contracts and government programs are accessible to SMEs post training. 2. Number of innovative SMEs benefiting from seed grants and the number of jobs created as a result. The baseline is 10. The total target is 230. The assumption is seed grants. Overall target is 230. Naga kana ana computing the baseline din. From that example you gave us, that template, you always add the baseline together with what you have so far.
Okay, that's the overall target.
Overall target.
It's true. Overall target, you add the baseline and the target.
The assumption, seed grants are effectively dispersed.
2029. 2020. Wannan line na 2029 ne. Yawwa.
Shi yasa ban bar shi zai
Sai ka delete nashi.
wanda za a yi shi a jima.
Yawwa. Ba sai wannan shi.
3. Third one. Third one.
3.
Number of women and PWs receiving micro grants and the number of business started. 120 baseline. The total target is 20,000, and yearly we go for 5,000. Total is 21,200. Assumption: beneficiaries have the necessary skills to start and manage businesses with support systems in place for business mentoring. Next one. The next one is number of SMEs. MSMEs with access to affordable credit through the facilitated partnership. What's the name? The baseline is 700. The total target is 8,000. The yearly target is 2,000. The total is 8,700. Assumption: financial institutions are willing to partner and offer affordable credits. SMEs meet the criteria set by financial institutions for credit access. Credit terms are favorable and support business growth. Next one is number of households receiving and using clean stuffs. The baseline is 750. The total target is 8,000. The yearly target is 2,000. Assumptions: households are willing to adapt to new cooking technologies with supply chain in place for stuffs, distribution, and briquette fabrication.
Continue.
Next one is number of MSMEs registered and actively using the digital platform. The baseline is 0, and this is supposed to just go once for the period of the 4 years.
Okay, you just need one digital platform.
Yes.
Okay. Just put one there.
Okay, yeah, it should be the first year. Yes.
Yes. Chicken.
Digital market is fully functional. The next one. Yeah?
Da gaske ba yawancin abubuwan ba.
Okay.
Yawancin abubuwan ya kamata. Without funds, you cannot be able to do most of the things. Oh yeah, continue. Just continue.
Number of MSMEs onboarded and trained. Baseline 30. Total target is 1,100. Yearly target 200, 250, 300, 350, and so on. Assumption: ability of MSMEs to put the digital market platform to use and be productive.
To use or to good use?
To good and productive use.
Good and productive use.
Next.
Then the third major. Or is that third?
Yeah. The second measure,
Second major.
strengthening existing empowerment programs to ensure they empower the poor and the vulnerable unemployed youth, women and PWDs. Indicator, number of schemes identified, mapped and documented. Baseline 10. The target, total target 110 schemes. The milestone is 20, 25, 30, 35 respectively yearly. Assumptions, government agencies collaborate, data is available and accessible.
Is this an assumption? Government agencies
They collaborate,
data is available.
data is available and accessible. Next one.
Next, the third major.
Third measure, providing unique scheme for poor women farmers that can increase access to land, input mechanization and extension services to scale up production and processing. Indicator, number of women, youth and PWDs registered. The baseline is 6,900. Total target is 69,000. Milestone is yearly 23,000. Assumption, accurate identification and registration process. So we assume everybody is being registered seamlessly. Next one. Number of trainees. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Please. Yes.
Number of trainees completing the program and adopting techniques being taught.
Yes. Baseline 80.
Baseline 80. The total target is 800. We go 200 respectively yearly. Assumption, trainees apply knowledge, crops are marketable, and land is available.
Okay. Next.
Number of participants receiving and using the starter kits. Baseline 80. The total 800. 200 yearly. Assumptions, kits are relevant and used effectively. Post training follow up is available. Next one. Hmm?
Which one? It's supposed to be conducted. Put the available. It's conducted. Go up these assumptions. Go up these assumptions. There's one assumptions I. So go up, go up, go up, go up. I think it's there. Wait. Households are willing to adapt to new cooking technologies with supply chains, please. Financial institutions, credit terms. Aha. These are MSCs meet the criteria set by financial institutions and credit access. I don't think this one is should be one of the objectives because the government normally stands as guarantor since it is a policy. You understand? Since it is a policy. So I don't think this one will be one of the assumptions because it has already been taken care of. Because if you are talking about a social protection policy for MSMEs, the issue of meeting criteria for financial institutions should not even arise because the government is there to stand as a guarantor. Remove that one.
Find something.
Aha. Chicken. That's all. Is that all?
Well, I guess
Eh?
almost, we're almost done.
How many measures?
3 measures.
Three. Chicken, I'm going to the.
Nagam, Makari? Okay. Number of women farmers group accessing communal lands. The baseline is 15. The total target is 184. We go 46 yearly. Assumption is local authorities cooperate, land is available and accessible. Next one, number of extension workers deployed. Assumption is 95. The total is 800. 200 yearly. An assumption is women are willing to serve,
Serve as what?
to serve as extension workers.
Okay.
Training context is context specific. Number of women accessing financial services post training. Baseline is 35. The total is 400 and it goes 100 yearly. And the assumption is banks engage literacy. Banks engage literacy is impactful and women applying learning what they've learned. Next one. Number of farmers using mechanized tools. No baseline. Total tools is 1036. And this will be done once. So maybe you put 000 in between. Yeah, yes. Zero. Machines are appropriate, managed and shared equitably. The last one. Number of farmers trained and adopting climate smart practices. The baseline is 75. The total is 800. 200 yearly. Assumption is training is practical and support existing implementation plan. Thank you.
Yes. Next. Four. Four.
Ina jin kuwa ina jin ku kuna ta transfer of zan taimake ka dai ya sace
Yana wani ga wata. Gobe.
No, na riga na yi da ok, ko dai mu yi gyaran a cikin abin nan ba. Moving din nan ne kawai matsala.
In kuma ba zai ba sai mu yi a su shi akwai ka tura mu kamar
Ok.
so da in aka yi kamar yadda muka yi jiya kana sai ka tura ana break ne? Facilitate wurin ba. Tashi.
Yes, ready. Okay. Good morning once more. This group 4 presentation, starting with objective 4, institutional arrangement. So the policy 4, that is objective 4, is establish community-based complementary social care outreaches in support of all SP programs to ensure that poor and vulnerable individuals and households are connected to relevant essential services. The outcome is poor and vulnerable individuals and households connected to relevant essential services. And the output, and the output is established community-based complementary social care outreaches. And the indicator 1, number of advocacy visits conducted. And we're going to be having each advocacy visit 2 per year, total of 8, and the overall target 16. On the assumption that there is a cordial working relationship between
Overall target 8.
8, ne?
8.
Okay.
Overall target 8.
Okay. Okay, same as. Okay. On the assumption that there is a cordial working relationship between various stakeholders in the state. 2, number of trainings of members of community education committee conducted. The target is 4. Each year, 1. So the overall will be 4. Okay. On the assumption that required funding are approved and released. Then we have number of quarterly community education committee meetings conducted. And we have the total of 16. Yearly 4, that is because it's quarter. So 16. On the assumptions that committees are constituted and inaugurated. Okay. Then number of monthly community outreaches conducted. We have 48 because we intend to, it's a monthly outreach. 12. So on the assumption, yes, on the assumption that required funding approved and released to carry out that activity. Then we have number of media programs and jingles aired. For the whole period is 192, to be aired 48 times in each year. So on the assumption that required funding approved and released. Produce and aired.
Number of media.
Media programs and jingles aired.
Just number of jingles.
Okay.
Number of jingles produced and aired.
Okay.
Okay, there are other. Okay, apart from the jingles.
Yes.
Okay, it's all right.
Yes.
Mm.
So if we break them down, we have to now break this line. We'll now do like that.
This one is okay.
It will not be as if.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. As jingles. But the costed plan. The costed plan, have you separated?
No, we did it. This has.
So programs different.
That's why you put.
Separate programs separate.
So you, I like.
Sometimes it's when you're presenting people as
Well, well, no. What I'm thinking is that if you separate it, the only thing that will change is just issue of programs and jingle, but it's still going to be the same indicator. I think that was the idea why we used this one, because they go.
programs
Mm,
would be which concerning a 1 hour program talk about this. It's different from two.
okay. If is another explanation, that is another explanation on that.
After the presentation, you
Mm.
work on it and even the costed flat.
That means it has to be corrected on the costed plan, then lifted to this. It's just issue of adding another column.
Just column.
For that. You have to separate it. Thank you. What you do for me now? Can you just add a column, row? I wouldn't. Oh, go away, so that let's correct this first one. I wouldn't, because it's the same thing. It's just that one. It's still the same thing.
No,
highlight that part.
No, copy the entire thing, then you remove. Yes, then you can equally remove the other one also. So chanka chire jingles and yes, produce and add. Okay, we are not producing. Yeah, we are not producing. Yes, add. The number of jingles. So can we still, are we still maintaining this
just copy them
for the jingles? So copy the whole of this.
They have the same number.
Because jingles, you might get it twice a day. Okay. The radio program, you can't do it.
So paste it. So the one that you do now is for programs. Continue.
Okay. Okay, so we have number of information, educational, and supposed to be communication materials distributed, and we intend to have 1,000 in each year, then 4,000 for the entire period, on the assumption of required funding approved and released. Then we have number of quarterly meeting reports developed, and it's going to be, since it's quarterly, 4 times a year. Overall, that's 8. Okay, 16, yes. Then yes, 16. On the assumptions that the meetings are held for them to produce the report. Yes. Then number of monthly outreach reports conducted. 12 is monthly, 48. On the assumption that they actually carried out required funding approved and released, and monthly outreaches are conducted. Then, because for that activity you need funds. Then for objective 5, we look at the outcome, effective Kaduna Social Protection outcome. From this policy, strengthen Kaduna Social Protection System with relevant institutional frameworks, legislation, and regulations. And the outcome is effective Kaduna Social Protection System with relevant institutional frameworks, legislations, and regulations. While the output will look at strengthened structures for delivery of community-based social protection services at state, local government, ward, and community levels in such a way that the poorest and most vulnerable citizens are easily reached with SP services and whatnot. Yeah, no.
This one should be great.
No, this one. Gani kadan je sama mu gani mene wannan activity din. What's the activity? Number of capacity building for members of the state steering committee. 111. So we are supposed to have one. No, we are supposed to have one. So none. 4. Yes, on the assumption of that executive approval with financial backup. Yes, it's almost the same thing with
Financial backup or financial backing.
So,
Is this even our topic?
Then now, objective 5 now.
Good.
Number of capacity.
Then look at this.
This is what you did now.
good governance.
Then now,
I know the work with.
this is for
This is what we did.
for objective 5. Yes.
Yeah.
Legislation, institutions.
Yeah.
Anything happened? What's it up?
Faisal. Oga Faisal. Mu muka yi wannan? Did it ba? Oh. All of me wa mu mun fili asi ba. Is what we did. So the second one is number of advocacy visits to policy makers for SP buy-in conducted once in a year. The target is 4. Then Abdul. Haka. Yawa on the okay ka gyara nan 4. Nan 4. On the yes, assumption of strong political. Then we have Then we have number of training and capacity building of members of steering committee on SP at the local government level. The difference with that is state. This one is local government. 4. Yes. So 4 and then on the basis of required funding approved and released. We have the number of quarterly local government steering committee meetings held. 16 on the assumption of political will of local government chairman, oversight and funding. So we have number of training and capacity buildings of members of community education committees at the ward and community levels conducted. 111, then 4, required funding approved and released. Then we have number of quarterly community education committee meetings held. It's quarterly, so 16. On the assumption of strong commitment of committee members, oversight and incentives for them to hold that meeting. Then we have output. Outcome. Another outcome is Social Protection Trust Fund fully operationalized and generation of resources needed for sustainable provision of social protection interventions. And the output is Social Protection Trust Fund Board fully constituted and funding activated. So we have number of board members for the implementation of the trust fund in line with the law constituted. So once a year. Then but we assume that for the tenure, yes, to for 2. Yeah. So when we have strong political will, that's the assumption for you to constitute that board member. Proportion of funding SP trust fund through budgetary allocation. So we're saying for the state is 40-40, for the private sector 40-40, while for the international donors 20-20. It's a proportion. So make it 160, 80. Mhm. So the assumptions are strong political will and adequate funding for the state, strong buy-in and CSR or donations for the private, and strong buy-in and availability of grants for the international donors. Then another outcome, the last outcome, enhanced implementation and management of social protection programs and interventions in the state. Then we have the output, increased efficiency in the operation of the Kaduna State Social Protection Management Information System, that is CASMIS. So we have SPMDS DEX officers quarterly reporting and review meetings. Okay, sorry. Akwai wait, Dala samu na number of ko number for consistency use the normal number, full number. Yawa number of sai ka zo nan conducted. No, should we use conducted? Reporting, no, reporting for reporting. It's okay, ma, like this. Health. That's our health. No, you can use any of them of those words I buy. It's the same thing. Uh, conducted.
You see, this one, but this one is basically talking about you.
Yes.